Cuando compites contra los mejores, tienes que subir el nivel. Por este motivo hemos invertido $100 millones en nuestras fábricas. Hemos contratado a los mejores para examinar cualquier variable posible y conseguir que la Chrome Tour sea más larga, veloz y más consistente que la Pro V1. Pero el objetivo no fue simplemente competir, sino ganar. Y ya estamos preparados. Pruébala y entenderás por qué Chrome Tour es el nuevo oro en rendimiento.
Okay, Rory McIlroy, two over 72, 3 under for the championship. Can you first just give an opening statement about how things went today?
Yeah, obviously not quite as well as yesterday, but I feel like the golf course played a little more difficult, even though we were off in the morning. Some of the hole locations were definitely a little tougher. Sort of had to have your wits about you. I putted it off one green there on 17. But yeah, overall, I felt like I did a pretty good job at keeping some of the mistakes off the scorecard. I wish I had converted a couple more of the chances. Hit the ball pretty well. I think only missed one fairway. So I had plenty of opportunities, and just wasn't quite as good with the putter today. But overall, still in a great position going into the weekend.
Can you talk about the fifth hole a little bit and how that helped your round as far as the score is concerned?
Yeah, that back left hole location on 5 is pretty treacherous, and if you miss it left there at all, obviously you saw what Xander and Scotty did. So after seeing their 2 attempts, I was pretty happy with mine just to get it over the other side of the green and get it up and down for a 5. But it's it's tough. You're hitting off a lie with the ball above your feet. It's hard for that, and the wind's a touch off the right as well. So it's hard to not let that ball go left on you with your second shot there. And, there's going to be a lot of guys down in that left sandy area today.
How would you say this golf course challenges you differently than your run-the-mill tour course?
Yeah, you have to... it just requires a lot more thought. Even that, I had a great drive up the 8th hole. I had 151 adjusted to the hole, and I'm trying to land it 146. I can't land at 144 because it's not going to get up there, and I can't land at 148 because it's going to go over the back of the green. So you just need to have a lot of precision. And I feel like for the most part, I've done that well this week. I've got the ball pin high quite a lot, which is really important. But I'm not trying to land the ball pin high. You're trying to hit it to a number, with a wedge, maybe 5 short of that, and then with a mid iron, you're maybe trying to land it 30 feet short of the pin and try to get it pin high. So just a little more thought, a little more consideration to everything that you're doing. Very conservative strategy off the tee. And because most of us are playing conservative off the tee with irons, you can sort of maybe aim down one side of the fairway or the other to try to give yourself some better angles to these pins.
Is it clear pretty early on that it's going to be hard for somebody to run away, even to get that to 6 or 8 or 9 under for the 36 hole lead? And is that in your mind at all as you're?
Yeah, I was 2 over pretty early. And my goal going into that second 9 was if I could get it back to even for the day, I would have been pretty happy. Got that birdie on 3, and then, I was trying to claw 1 back there, and ultimately I gave 1 back again. But with the way the golf course is and the way some of those hole locations are, I don't see anyone running away with it today or building up too much of a lead, but. That's certainly what Martin did a few years ago here, but it'll be interesting to see what how it all pans out this afternoon.
You mentioned tough hole locations. 15 had a really tough pin position today.
Yeah.
How hard was that playing for you guys? And can you talk about how you had to adjust your strategy for the hole location?
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like Xander and my shots, we both sort of landed it probably the exact same distance, but his was a little more aggressive and a little more right towards the pin, so it stayed on the ledge, where mine was a little further left, where the slope is a little steeper, and mine came back down, and that, you know, he's got a birdie putt from 10 feet, and I'm you know, trying to do well to save par. So it's, as I said, you just have to be so precise. You know, that was if you're going left of the hole there, you have to land it at least pin high, or if not, a little bit past it. But that's the great thing about this golf course. If you take a shot on and you pull it off, it rewards you. And you know, Xander got that reward on that 15th hole today, and I didn't.
Rory, you said yesterday that you didn't like watching before you went out. Could you explain why? And secondly, do you like watching after you finished?
I just don't like... I don't like seeing where other guys are hitting it, or I particularly don't like when I can watch people hit putts on greens, because then whenever I have a similar putt on the golf course, I'm going off the memory of what I think I saw on TV instead of seeing it with my own eyes. So I'd rather just not have that option at all. But yeah, I mean, this afternoon I'll probably tune in a little bit and watch. But yeah, before I go out to play, I've learned the hard way at times that I don't need to be watching on the TV. Thank you.
Hay un nuevo líder en rendimiento en el segmento de bolas Tour. Chrome Tour es más rápida, más consistente, más larga que la Pro V1. Pruébala tú mismo. Entenderás por qué Chrome Tour es el nuevo oro en rendimiento.